Hello YouTube, Black Male ASMR here. Um, Over the past few years, I've been doing just research on random things for, I guess, personal entertainment. And I've come across something that it really disgusts me. Okay, and that is when a victim is blamed for basically being a victim. Okay, that should never ever happen at all. It's just disrespectful to blame a victim for something that victim has gone through. So, let me see. Now, I've out of the few years that I have researched this, I've come down to 11 different scenarios, and I wrote them down because I have a hard time memorizing these. So here you go. And some of these, you know what? The victim should never be blamed at all. Okay, it should only be the perpetrator, right? Because none of these things will happen without a perpetrator. And also a couple of these, it depends. Like some people might not say, some people might say, oh, that person wasn't a victim. But these people, they consider themselves victims. So anyway, so to my 11 different scenarios that I've come up with. The first one is hurricanes. Okay, hurricane victims. Sometimes when a hurricane is coming, actually every time, the citizens of the particular state or city or islands, they're warned. They're warned like, hey, we have a hurricane coming. Take only the necessary items you need and move to a place that's further away from shore. Or if you're on an island, then you really don't have a place to go, I guess, unless you use a seed or something to go somewhere. But a lot of times, people don't heed that warning. They just stay in their houses. They were like, oh, we're going to have hurricane parties in our garages. So they do that, and then sometimes the hurricane, it goes over there, and sometimes the people get either injured or they die, they lose their lives. Okay, and it just disgusts me when I heard people say, oh, well, you were warned, it's your fault you got injured, or it's his fault or her fault that she died. Okay, it's not their fault, it's the hurricane's fault. Okay, what we need to do is teach the hurricanes. We need to be like, hey, hurricane, you see that house over there? Don't touch the house, just swerve around it. You see those people walking on the sidewalk, don't hit them, just swerve around it. Okay, because the hurricanes, they don't care who they target, they don't care what they target, they just go, because they don't know any better. But if we educate the hurricanes and teach the hurricanes not to attack humans or to attack things that are necessary for human life, okay, if we do that, then there will be no need to warn people about hurricanes coming anymore. Okay, they can just stay in their houses and their garages and have their hurricane parties. Shoot, I might even join one. We don't have hurricanes where I live, but if I know that a hurricane is going somewhere and the hurricanes know that they're not supposed to attack humans or things that are necessary for human life, then yes, I would love to go to a hurricane party. So people don't blame the hurricane victims, blame the hurricane. All right, the second one. All right, mountain lions. Okay, if you're warned not to go up to a mountain at a certain time because the mountain lions will be more, the population will be more dense, the mountain lion population. If you're warned to go up there That's just disrespectful because people shouldn't be warning you not to go up there. Okay, if you go up there during that time and you get injured by one of the mountain lions, it's not your fault. It's the mountain lion's fault. It's also the people that warned you. It's their fault because instead of them warning you not to go up to that mountain at that specific time, they should have warned the mount. Or no, not warned. They should have educated the mountain lions. They should have gone to the mountain lions and be like, "Hey, you see that man over there? He's a human being. Okay, it's bad to eat human beings. It's bad to attack human beings. What you need to do is attack animals like that goat over there, or that little rabbit, or that deer. Just attack those types of animals, but don't attack human beings, because human beings are more important than animals, or than other animals." Yes, so once we educate the mountain lions that it's bad to eat humans and bad to attack humans, then humans can go up to the mountains whenever they want. Yes, whatever time they want, they can wear whatever they want, they can go to whatever section they want, they can roam the mountains freely without having to worry about being eaten or attacked by a mountain lion. Yes, so stop blaming the victims, blame the mountain lions. Alright. This next one is very similar to what I just talked about with the mountain lions, but this one is feeding grizzly bears or black bears or any kind of bear on a campground. Okay, some of the states actually have laws that make it illegal. It says illegal to feed the wildlife. That's so wrong. Okay, they shouldn't make that illegal. They should make it illegal for the wildlife to attack human beings. Okay, because there's one story. This man, he supposedly he was with some church picnic, and then he wanted to ride his bike by himself, so he brought some food. He brought some barbecue with him, and he threw a big old chunk of barbecue at a bear. The bear ate that barbecue and then went and like almost ripped that man apart. He had to go to the hospital. And that man, they were warned. Okay, in his particular area, it was illegal, and it still is illegal to feed the wildlife. But he did it anyway. Okay, it's just wrong that it's illegal for humans to feed the wildlife. What the park caretaker should have done was gathered all the wildlife. In this situation, it was a bear, so they should have gathered all the bears together and said, "Hey, bears, it's wrong to attack human beings. It's wrong to eat human beings. Okay, and y'all have been doing it. We know that the only reason that y'all are doing it because y'all don't realize that it's wrong. But we're here to teach you, we're here to educate you that it's wrong. Okay, the only types of animals you should attack and eat are non-human animals. That's it. Don't attack humans. Okay. Now, once these park caretakers educate the wildlife, specifically the bears, to not attack and eat human beings, then human beings can feed the wildlife as much as they want without having to worry about a thing. Yes. And then there will be no laws that make it illegal to feed the wildlife. Okay? So don't blame the victims when they get injured or eaten by wildlife after breaking the law and feeding them. No. Blame the wildlife. Blame the black bears. Blame the grizzly bears. Alright, number 4. Interview dress codes. How many of y'all have have prepared to go on an interview, and then an employer is like, "Oh, well, it's business casual, or you have to wear a tie, or you have to wear a suit and all this other stuff. Okay, that's very, very, very disrespectful of that employer to do so. Okay? Like, if I go to, if I want to work at, I don't know, Chrysler, okay, if I want to work at Chrysler as a salesman, a car salesman, and I go to the interview, and the only thing I'm wearing is a Speedo and flip-flops, I'm pretty sure that I won't get the job. But it's just wrong, because they shouldn't be judging me on how I look. They should judge me on my performance, or my education, or my experience. So I should be able to dress however I want. Okay? But, you know, I if that did happen and I didn't get picked for the job, then I shouldn't be blamed. Nobody should ever say, hey, the reason you didn't get the job is because you went to the interview wearing nothing but a Speedo and flip-flops. Okay, people should not say that. People should go to these employers and say, hey, you employer, stop judging the applicants by how they look. Stop judging them on their appearance. Stop judging them on how they're dressed. Okay? Ignore all of that, because it's just insubstantial, man. Just focus on the actual individual. Focus on that person's experience. Okay? Focus on that person's education. Okay? Now, once we teach the employers to use this technique, then we will be able to go to these interviews dressed however we want to dress, because our appearances will no longer matter. Nope. The employers will focus on things that are significant. They'll only focus on the important things. Yeah. So I should be able to go to Chrysler wearing nothing but a Speedo and flip-flops, and I should be able to get the job on the spot. So stop blaming the people that lost their job, or that didn't get the job, because of how they're dressed. No, blame the employers for being discriminative. Oh yes, this is next one, number 5. This is it's a very important one, because it's something that just about all of us can relate to. Now this one is, okay, there are certain times, like one time years ago, I temporarily had a delivery job. Okay, I knocked on the door of somebody's house, some stranger's house. I knocked again, nobody answered. So I turned the doorknob, the front door was unlocked. I walked inside the house, looked around, and walked back out. Alright? Now, if I wanted to steal something, it would have been easy, because I was already in the house. I could have just taken a couple of lampshades, or some couch pillows or something. I don't know. But if that door would have been locked, I wouldn't have been able to get in there. At least not through that door. Okay? So, if I would have stolen something, I'm pretty sure that people would have been like, they would have told the victim, they would have been like, hey, it's your fault for leaving your front door unlocked. You should have had it locked. Okay? Nope. That's wrong. That's disrespectful. What those people need to do is find me and teach me that it's wrong to steal. Okay? They need to teach me that stealing is bad. Once they teach me and all the other thieves in the world that stealing is bad, that stealing is wrong, then people will no longer have to lock the doors on their houses, or they'll no longer have to get these security systems, these alarm systems, they'll no longer have to lock their windows in their houses or put bars outside their windows or doors, because all the thieves will know that stealing is wrong. Okay? Because we all know that thieves steal from houses because they don't know that stealing is wrong. They don't know that. That's the only reason they're doing it. Now, if they knew that what they're doing is wrong, then they obviously wouldn't do it, right? So, don't blame the victim of robbery. If that victim left the front door unlocked, or the back door unlocked, or the window unlocked, or window open, don't blame the victim. Blame the burglar, okay? Blame the thief. Okay, number 6. This is something that I cannot relate to because I don't know how to swim. So this one, there are a lot of times when those lifeguards, yes, those lifeguards at the beach, they be like, hey, everybody out of the water. We see a bunch of sharks in the area. Get out of the water. This is a shark warning. Leave the water. But the surfers be like, oh, well, we got a big old wave coming in. We got to take these waves. So they go out there and they're surfing the waves. Then they fall down and their leg gets bitten off by sharks. I mean, that's wrong. It's wrong to blame these surfers for going out there after they're warned. Okay? What the lifeguards need to do is go to all these sharks and teach these sharks that it's wrong to attack humans. It is wrong to eat body parts of humans. Okay? Because human beings, okay, we are the good guys. The bad guys are the other fish in the ocean. So the lifeguards should tell these sharks, hey, we know that the only reason you're attacking these humans is because you don't know that it's wrong. You don't know. You just don't have the correct morals. And we are here to teach you that it's wrong to attack these humans. You see that other fish over there? Go over there and eat that fish if you're hungry. Don't eat the humans. Alright? Now, once these sharks are taught this valuable lesson, then the surfers and the swimmers can surf and swim all they want. They can even make friends with the sharks if they want to. They can hold, well, it won't be hand in hand. It'll be hand in fin. They'll be hand in fin with these sharks, swimming in the ocean and having fun. Alright? So don't blame these surfers and swimmers that got attacked. Nope. Blame the sharks. Number 7. This is one that we all can relate to. Okay. I'm pretty sure that when we were all kids, we were told to look both ways before crossing the street. Okay? We were always told to look both ways. In my case, I was told to look left first, then right, then left again, and then go across if it's all clear. Unfortunately, there are some kids that don't do that. You know, little kids, when they're playing outside, sometimes they become so excited that they lose a little bit of rationality. So instead of them, if they want to go across the street to play marbles with their friend, with their neighbor friend, instead of them looking both ways like they were taught, sometimes they just run right across the street. Oh yeah, they do that. And when they get hit, sometimes their parents be like, hey, I told you to look both ways. You wouldn't have gotten hit if you would have looked both ways. You would have waited. Sometimes our parents do that. And it's very wrong. It's wrong for parents to talk to their kids like that. what these parents need to do is teach all the drunk drivers and those drivers that are high on drugs or taking like those class 3 medications or class 4 medications like hydrocodone or OxyContin and stuff like that. The parents need to teach those people that, hey, it's alright if you're driving drunk, okay? It's alright if you're driving impaired or driving high or driving while you're taking medicine that clearly warned you not to drive while taking it. But it's alright to do all that stuff. All we want you to do is switch off your intoxication or switch off your impairments or your highness when you see a kid either about to cross the street or in the process of crossing the street, okay? So once you switch that off, then you'll be able to react properly and you won't hit a kid at all. You'll never hit a kid again. Alright, and once that kid is across the street, like once that kid's last foot reaches the sidewalk or the curb or whatever, then you can switch your drunkenness or your impairments or your highness right back on. Everything will be fine. Yes. Now, once we teach all these adults this, then nobody will ever have to warn the kids to look both ways before crossing the street, right? In that time, kids will be able to just run freely back and forth across the street without ever having to worry about a thing. Yes, they don't even have to look. They can just put a blindfold on, just run across the street. And they'll never get hit, no matter how congested the traffic is. So stop blaming the kids if they get hit without or because they didn't look both ways. No, blame the drunk driver that hit the kid, or blame the driver that was on hydrocodone or some kind of medication that warns him not to drive. Okay? Because the driver should have known to switch that impairment off and then switch it right back on after the kid was across the street. So now we're on number 8. I have 11 of these total. So number 8. This one is similar to the one about stealing things from houses, but this one deals with vehicles, okay? Sometimes people, they be in a hurry. Or, this happens very frequently where I live. In the winter, a lot of people, they warm their cars up before they drive places, okay? So they go outside, turn their car on, and go back inside the house for like 5, 10, or 15 minutes so that their cars warm up. Now, in that time, the vehicle theft increases a lot. Why? Because the cars don't have to be broken into. The cars don't have to be jump started. The cars are just ready to drive. So the car thief just waits for that person to go back in the house. A couple of minutes later, the car thief runs, gets in the car, and drives off. Yes. Now, when things like that happen, unfortunately, the police blame the victims. They be like, well, you shouldn't have had your car unattended with the engine running, okay? It's your fault for doing that. It's your fault for having your doors unlocked and your key in the ignition, okay? No, the officers shouldn't be doing that. It's wrong for them to do that. What the officers should do, okay, is go to all the car thieves. Go to all of them and teach these car thieves that it's wrong to steal cars. It's bad and immoral to steal cars. Okay? Because we all know that the only reason that car thieves steal cars is because they don't know that they're doing wrong. They don't know how bad it is. They don't know that it's immoral. They don't know that it's against the law. No, they don't know that it's illegal to steal cars. That's the only reason they steal cars. Now, once the police get to these car thieves and educate them and teach them that it's wrong to steal cars, then we can all leave our car doors unlocked freely. We can all leave our keys in the ignitions. Okay, we can all have all our windows down in the cars, okay? Because during that time, nobody will ever steal cars again, because everybody will know that stealing cars is wrong. Stealing cars is illegal. Yes, stealing cars is against the law. So we need to encourage the officers, we need to encourage the police to train these car thieves correctly. Now, number 9. Okay, this one deals with the 419 scam. Okay, 419 scam. That's another way of saying Nigerian scam. And I'm pretty sure that most of us have received some email from somebody who says, hey, you're related to this late Nigerian prince. Okay, he died in a car accident, or he died in a plane accident, and he left you this money. All you have to do is cash his check of $250,000, and you need to give us 10,000 of that so you can keep the last 240,000 for yourself. It was in his will. So do that and send us the money through Western Union. Yes, that's a 419 scam, or in other words, a Nigerian scam. Okay. Now, people actually fall for that. They fall for that and a whole bunch of other ones. Like a couple of years ago, some Nigerian, he called me straight from Nigeria. I don't know how he got my phone number, but he was like, I forgot, he said some amount of money. He said, God told me that if you don't send me this money in Western Union within the next 7 days, you're going to die. I said, God told you that? He said, he sure did. So you need to give us this money. And I said, you know what? Call me back in 7 days. I'll be fine. Yeah. So when the 7th day came, he didn't call back. So I called him. Back. And I said, hey man, I'm still alive. And he's like, well, God spared your life. But anyway, like I said earlier, people fall for these things, especially old people. I don't understand why old people fall for this stuff all the time. But when they do, and they go to the police always say the same thing. Well, there's nothing we can do about it. But you shouldn't have given your information. You shouldn't have cashed this check. Okay? You shouldn't have given them your bank account information. You shouldn't have given them your debit card number or your credit card number. It is your fault. We know you're the victim, but it's your fault because you caused this. You caused it. Okay, police say things like that, and it's wrong. Nope. What the police need to do is go all the way over there to Nigeria and teach the Nigerians, hey, scamming people is wrong. Okay? It's bad to scam people. It's actually against the law. It's illegal to scam people. Because we all know the only reason the Nigerians are scamming people is because they don't realize that it's wrong. They don't know that. If they knew it was wrong, then they wouldn't scam people. So, we need to figure out a way to get these policemen to fly over there, or they can ride a ship if they want to. I don't care. But they need to go over there to Nigeria and teach them the right way of doing things. Now, once the police do that, then we'll never have to worry about uh, somebody trying to steal our account information, or somebody trying to, I don't know, do anything. Like, from that time on, if we do get an email saying, hey, your Nigerian relative was a prince and he left you $250,000, then we can cash that check without a problem. Send them $10,000 and keep the $240,000 for ourselves, because we'll know that it's no longer a scam. Yes, it's no longer a scam. If they ask for our social security numbers, or our bank account numbers, or our home addresses, or credit card numbers, or debit card numbers, then we can give them to them freely without having to worry about them trying to steal our identity or steal our money. Okay? So what we need to do is get the police to train these Nigerians. I keep trying to say Norwegians, but Nigerians. We need to get them to train the Nigerians that it's wrong to scam people. That's all. The police need to stop blaming the victims. All right. Number 10. This is something that we all can relate to again, okay? I'm pretty sure all of us, when we were children, we were taught to never get into a car with a stranger, because that stranger might abduct you. Yes. Unfortunately, there are some kids that they don't heed that warning. Okay, some strange guy comes up and says, hey little girl, your mother said I can pick you up and take you home. And the girl, 5-year-old girl, says, okay, I'll get in the car with you. Then that girl is never seen again. And well, okay, maybe she's found after 5 months. All right, let's just say that. But she's found, and they'd be like, well, we told you not to get into the car with a stranger. That's why we told you that. Okay? If you wouldn't have gotten into that car, then it wouldn't have happened. But that's wrong. We should, instead of us training the kids to not get into cars with strangers, we should train the child abductors that abducting people is wrong, okay? It's wrong, it's immoral, it's against the law. There are laws against it. But the reason it's still happening is because child abductors don't realize that it's against the law. They don't realize that it's wrong. They don't realize that there are laws against abducting children. That's the only reason they do it. So once we're done training all these child abductors that abducting children is wrong, then we can allow our children to get into as many strangers' cars as they want. Because every time they do that and a stranger says they'll end up home, that stranger will take that child straight home to its mother or father or grandparents or caregivers or whatever. It'll be completely safe for children to get into cars with strangers. So please don't blame a child if that child disobeys you and gets in a car with a stranger after you told that child not to. Don't blame the child. No, blame the child abductor. Yes. Alright, this is the last one. This is a very powerful one. That's why I saved it for last. This one is false prophets. Alright? Yes, false prophets. I have 3 names written here. I have Harold Camping, who's currently dead. I have Peter Popoff, who's alive, and Benny Hinn, who's alive. Now, back in 2011, Harold Camping predicted that the world was going to end. Okay? and all of his followers. It was May 21st. He said Judgment Day would be on May 21st of 2011, and then 6 months later, which is October 21st, which happens to be my birthday. He said on October 21st of 2011, the world was going to end. So Judgment Day on May 21st, the end of the world on October 21st. A lot of people got that wrong. They are confused about it. But anyway, this guy had hundreds of followers. Okay? And these hundreds of followers, or maybe had thousands, I don't know. But anyway, his followers were like, oh, the world is going to end in 2011. It's 2011 right now. We don't need our material possessions anymore because we won't be here. These are useless. So a lot of them, they use their life savings, okay, putting up all these billboards and advertisements going across all America. Sometimes some of the billboards went to these other countries. And they're warning people, hey, the world's going to end. But at the same time, people are warning them, saying, hey, Harold Camping is lying to you. Please take care of yourself. Don't use all your money on this. And some of the people took their kids out of school. They removed their kids from the schools. Okay? Because they're like, well, there's no need for my kids to be in school anymore. The world is going to end. So the kids were removed from school. Okay? Yes. So these people did all these things, got rid of their houses, got rid of their cars, just quit their jobs, just basically ended they cut all of the ties they had to the physical world. Yes. Because they did not heed the warnings of others, saying, hey, Harold Camping is lying. He's scamming you. No. Anyway, the people warning these people are wrong. They shouldn't have said, hey, don't take your money and use it on Harold Camping. These people shouldn't have said, hey, don't take your kids out of school. What these people should have done was go to Harold Camping and say, hey, Harold Camping, what you were doing is wrong. Okay, you have no evidence of the world ending in 2011. You have no evidence of that, okay? We know that the only reason you're doing this is because you don't realize it's wrong. Okay, that's why we're here to educate you, Harold Camping. Yeah, that's what should have happened. Yep. But anyway, after October 21st, 2011 came and went, the people that used all their life savings, the people that took their kids out of school, the people that got rid of their houses, they were being blamed. They were being blamed. And it's wrong to blame those people. Yes. It's not their fault that this happened. It's not their fault. It's Harold Camping's fault. The only person who deserves the blame in that situation is Harold Camping. Yes, unfortunately he's dead. But, like I said, Peter Popoff and Benny Hinn are still alive. No, Peter Popoff, he was caught in fraud a few times before. One time it was made nationally known that he was in fraud. So he went away for a few years, came right back, and now he has more followers than ever. He's richer than he ever was. Yes. And then when we tell these people, hey, Peter Popoff is a fraud, he's lying to you, these people, they get mad at us. But as soon as something happens, like if they're told that they're healed, then they end up losing their limb anyway, and we tell them, hey, You should have gone to the hospital like we told you. It's your fault you lost your limb. We shouldn't say things like that. We should go to Peter Popoff and we should go to Benny Hinn and tell these guys, hey, what you're doing is wrong. You need to stop. We understand that the only reason you're doing this or you're doing these things is because you don't realize that you're doing something wrong. You don't realize that you're doing something immoral. You don't realize that you're using these people for their money. Yes. Now, once we teach Peter Popoff and Benny Hinn about things like this and all the other false prophets, then we won't have to worry about people like losing all their money and all their homes for no reason. Like the next time when somebody claims, hey, the judgment day is going to happen, and then 6 months later, the world is going to end. During that time, we'll know for a fact that that prophecy is true. Oh, yes. So that's why we should not blame these victims of Harold Camping about what happened to them. Nope. We should not blame the victims of Peter Popoff or Benny Hinn about what happened to them. We should blame Harold Camping. We should blame Peter Popoff. We should blame Benny Hinn. Yes. Not the victims. So that's all, everybody. Just the whole point of this is that we should all stop blaming the victims, because it's never, ever the victim's fault. The victims never, ever cause anything to happen. The victims never, ever make it easier or more convenient for the perpetrators. Nope. So stop blaming the victims. Okay? The only ones who deserve the blame, okay, 100% of the blame are the perpetrators. I hope you've learned something from this.